exercise class. Welcome back. And now I have the opportunity to present to you the faculty advisors, the coaches of the teams who select and prepare the young people whom you see each week. Andover has 130 right now. Their faculty advisor, Ms. Kathy Bishop. Thank you very much, Ms. Bishop, for being with us today. Andover has second place. Baltimore Lutheran in Towson has 120. Their faculty advisor, Mr. Art Gundell. Welcome again, Mr. Gundell. And Edgewood in Harford County has the lead, 180. Their faculty advisor, Mrs. Gladys Brass. Glad to see you again, Ms. Brass. Now, our teams here in the third round. Each question you answer correctly is worth 20 to you. However, once again, penalties are in here. 20 down for a wrong answer, 10 for a passed question. At the end of the round, the passed questions are available to the other teams for possible points. See the lights below the team's name? If they're on in a row, that'll show 10 questions in a row answered correctly. 25-point bonus. Andover, your turn. Baltimore Lutheran select. Jimmy?
2.
2 is up here. It's Mike, Walter, and Kenny. Minneapolis may be Minnesota's largest city, but on political issues, attention is focused on what twin city that houses the state capital, St. Paul. In the novel Moby Dick, the narrator ironically survives a shipwreck, not by wearing a life preserver, but by clinging to what morbid box?
Coffin.
That's right. He is a monster of wickedness, insatiable in his lust for blood and plunder, said Winston Churchill about what Nazi dictator?
Hitler.
That's right. On the monitor. Which of the following cannot be the area of a polygon, A, B, or C?
C.
No, B is the answer, so 20 down. Choice. In his poem, When Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloom, Walt Whitman was referring to Lincoln's death. Does the allusion tell you Lincoln died in April, August, or October?
April.
That's right. Choice. In addition to feeding on the tissues of the body, bacteria can cause disease by their poisonous waste products called toxins, trypsins, thyroxins.
Toxins.
That's right. The Tigris and Euphrates are famous as the boundaries of the so-called cradle of civilization. The Tigris flows into the Euphrates, which in turn empties into what gulf bordering Saudi? Say again.
Persian.
That's right. 2 angles are supplementary, and one angle is 3 times the other. What is the measure of the smaller angle?
45.
45, right. Rip Van Winkle appears in a Washington Irving story, but plain old Mr. Winkle is a character in what Charles Dickens novel that purports to be the papers of a private club?
Pass.
Art 10 down. Many, no, I'm sorry, Pickwick papers, not Fenwick papers, so 20 down. Andover 240 after your part. Now here's the team from Baltimore Lutheran. Baltimore Lutheran. Edgewood select, please.
Number 3.
3 is up here. Tom, Jimmy, Kathy. The early seafaring Danes who raided England have namesakes in what modern Minnesota football team?
Vikings.
That's right. Ironically, the year 1945 witnessed the joining of countries into the United Nations, but the partition of what city that had been Germany's capital?
Berlin.
That's right. In the constellation Taurus, the brightest star in Alpha Tauri, but the next brightest Tauri is known by what second letter of the Greek alphabet?
Beta.
Beta, that's right. Now on the monitor, what would be the value of X in the equation?
16.
That's right. Americans rushed to California for gold in 1849, but they rushed to the Klondike in the Yukon in what year that the Spanish-American War occurred?
Pass.
R10 down. Choice. A transformer increases the voltage on a power line, but it must simultaneously decrease the amperage to keep what quantity constant that's measured in watts? Is it current, power, or EMF?
Current.
Power is the answer, so 20 down. As punishment for the Boston Tea Party, the British imposed 5 laws that colonists gave what name that said in effect, they're unendurable and we can't put up with them.
Intolerable.
Intolerable acts, allowing 4/5 of a bushel to a cubic foot. How many bushels can be stored in a bin? 3 feet by 3 feet by 5 feet.
Pass.
All right, 10 off there. If a war protester said the paths of glory lead but to the grave, he'd be quoting what poem that Thomas Gray claimed to have written in a country churchyard?
Pass.
Say again?
Pass.
Passing on. All right, that's the other part of the round. And Andover, which one do you want to try?
1898.
1898 for the Spanish-American War. Edgewood.
45.
The math question?
Yeah.
No, it's 36, so 20 down, 36 bushels. Now, what about that, elegy in a country churchyard? So, Baltimore Lutheran 170 after it's part of the round. Now it's turn for Edgewood. Edgewood in Harford County has the shot, so Andover select, please.
4.
4, okay, there you go. Jim, Ted, Bobby, although John Dickinson was a lawyer called himself a farmer from what colony founded by a Quaker?
Pennsylvania.
That's right. Many poets have written about sweet-throated birds, but Edgar Allan Poe immortalized...
Raven.
That's right, a raven. In the title of his first book of memoirs, General Eisenhower compared the Allied thrust in Europe to what series of medieval religious wars?
Crusades.
That's right. On the monitor, what's the value of X in the determinant shown?
Pass.
All right, 10 down. Don't bring back the visual pass questions. 2 is the answer. To dramatize the poem The Deacon's Masterpiece, you'd need a one-horse shay, but you'd need what fringed vehicle for a production of the musical Oklahoma?
Pass.
Passing that 10 down. The Sahara would be a good spot in which to try out a dune buggy. Another would be what large desert in north-central China and Mongolia?
Gobi.
Gobi. Choice equal-sized containers of hydrogen and carbon dioxide at standard conditions will contain the same number of atoms, the same number of molecules, or the same mass?
Same mass.
Molecules, so 20 down. 70 is what percent of 28?
Pass.
All right, 10 off there. Although his name might suggest that he was malleable, what Kentucky Speaker of the House led the intractable Warhawks?
Henry Clay.
Henry Clay. In 1648, nearly three-quarters of the British Parliament was expelled by private. Past questions, Baltimore Lutheran. Sorry in Oklahoma, that's right, that's right. Now, 70 is what percent of 28? 250%. Edgewood, 190, the end of round 3. Well, this has tightened up the scores. Let's see where it stands before we get to the grab bag. Andover the lead now, 260. Baltimore Lutheran and Edgewood in a tie for second, 190. Jump ball time. Now free-for-all round. 20 up for a right answer, 20 off for a wrong answer. Here we go. French Grandmaster Philidor once said that the soul of chess is what particular piece least valued but most numerous on the board? Lutheran.
Pawn.
Say it louder.
Pawn.
That's right. Of our first 4 American presidents, which one did not share his first name with a British king? Who knows that? Anybody? All right, Tom Jefferson. The others were George, John, and James. Just brought back from Davy Jones' locker after sinking 437 years ago is what Old English warship named for a Tudor princess? Anybody know that one? The Mary Rose, Henry VIII's ship. The Western European nations have agreed to a plan that will limit their exports to the U.S. Andover.
Steel.
Steel, that's right. Now, here's the next one. An energy crisis would never have bothered mythology's Juno because she used what elegant bird power to propel her chariot. Anybody know? The peacock. Next, what is the sine of an angle whose cosecant is 4/3? What is that?
3/4.
3/4. What same word is used to describe Frank Lloyd Wright's modern style of architecture and the chemistry of carbon compound? All right, Edgewood, say again. Can't hear you.
Organic.
That's right. A musical setting of the Catholic Mass entitled To Hope was recently composed and broadcast by one American jazz pianist who also wrote Take 5. Who knows that? Dave Brubeck. Our Earth contains 4 oceans, all of whose names begin with vowels, except which large one discovered by Balboa, Andover?
Pacific.
That's right. What's the difference obtained when the square of 24 is subtracted from the square of 25? Well, the answer is 49. The end of the game!
At Giant Pharmacies, we have a staff of dedicated pharmacists to help with all of your prescription needs. You can save an average of 50% having your prescription filled with a generic drug. We test most generic prescription drugs in our quality assurance laboratory to assure you of the same quality found in name brand drugs.
This is for high blood pressure. Make sure you take it exactly as directed on the label.
Thanks.
When it comes to your health, we care.
Giant Pharmacies, dedicated to better health.
When you put on our vest, you'll be wearing a smile. The prices are dynamite. The clothes feel better as the pants grow out, and the savings fit just right. When you slip on our shirts, you'll be dressing in style. The prices are a delight. The clothes feel better as the pants grow out, and the savings fit just right. The clothes feel better as the pants grow out, and the savings fit just right. Just right.
Thank you very much. Now I have the pleasure of presenting tonight's scholarship award, today's scholarship awards. First, the team from Edgewood in Harford County. Nice score there, 210. Here's the Giant Scholarship of $150. That's Linda Sawyer's checker from the Giant of the Edgewater Village Shopping Center in Edgewood. Thank you, Jim, Ted, and Bobby for being with us. Also, excellent score here from Baltimore Lutheran and Towson. They have 230, another scholarship of $150. Jackie Aloisi, checker at the Giant on the York Road Plaza Shopping Center in Towson. Thank you, Tom, Jimmy, and Kathy for being with us today. Winning team and winning score in Linthicum, Andover, 300 points. Giant scholarship for $200. That's Cass Lombardo. Love that name, Cass. Dynamite. Pharmacy checker at the Giant and the Glen Burnie Shopping Center in Glen Burnie. So our winning team, Andover, will be back down the line to face two other first-round winners in a playoff match. And next week it'll be Loyola, Centennial, and Chesapeake, the Chesapeake and Anne Arundel County. I'm Mac McGarry. Thanks very much, everybody. Now, come on up here.
It's Academic has been brought to you by Giant Food. Giant, quality you can count on, value you can trust from the people who care. And by the Pants Corral for all your fashion needs, featuring Levi's for guys, gals, and kids.